everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today I get to create a card for you in 5 easy steps, and my card today is actually for a blog hop. This is day 2 of the Simon Says Stamp Heart to Heart blog hop. So there's a giveaway. If you guys want to join in it, I'll leave the link down below. Start at Simon Says Stamp because it's always a great place to start Simon's blog. That way you don't miss out on any of the fabulous inspiration with the Heart to Heart release. Today I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Groovy Wishes stamp set. And I have the coordinating die, so I'm cutting this out for a greeting. And then I thought this was so pretty. This is called the Love City stencil set. It's a 3-piece stencil set, but it creates a really unique heart that kind of looks like it's dimensional. And I love that there's a coordinating die that will cut out the background and then the layering elements to go on top of it. So we're going to be using both the Love City stencil set along with the Love City die. And then I'm also going to bring in the Simon Says Stamp layered scallop tags as a home panel to put everything on. So let's jump in and get started with step number 1 and create our focal image, which will be our Love City here. So we're going to create an entire panel, and so what I'm going to do is trim down a piece of cardstock that is 6 by 6. We're going to start with the hearts. Since I have a 6 by 6 piece of paper, all I have to do is tack this down to my craft desk. This is going to go by real quickly, and I'm going to have lots left over. So we'll just tape this down. I'm using my Simon Says Stamp Guava ink. Okay, let's go ahead and take this. I'm going to use my blending tool, and we're just going to add a little bit of color over the top. We're going to turn this into a gradient. So a little color over the top. You can see how I'm going light to dark. I'm going to do the same thing to this row. When I do the middle row, what happens is I get ink on the bottom portion and the top portion of the stencil. You can see it's dark, and ideally I want to leave a little bit of a white section on some areas because we're going to add another color. And I'll do this last row. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my stencil. Now I'm going to bring in a yellow ink. I do want to mention Simon Says Stamp has a new color family of inks. We have flax, straw, and wheat. They're like a golden yellow. Fabulous yellows. Brand new. I just love these. I'm going to use straw. And I'm going to go over so that they have a little bit of a gradient to them. Lovely. I went heavy-handed here, but I think that's okay. And then we're going to take a look. And there we go. We have some beautiful gradient hearts. Look how gorgeous those are. Now this is taped down. I'm going to wipe off my blending brush here. We're going to use flax for this. Pick up a little ink. It's a lighter yellow. And we're just going to add this. My tape is covering this piece here. Oops. Sorry about the shaky camera, but my tape is covering this piece here and this piece here. I'm not worried about it because we're not going to use all of the hearts in here. When we die cut it out, we're just going to use a couple. So that's not a big deal to me. We'll just wipe this off. And then we can remove this stencil. And then we have our last layer. It's indexed on the bottom where it says Simon Says Stamp, so you know which way is right side up. Now I'm going to bring in wheat, which is a golden yellow. I'm going to bring in a darker blending brush. And then we're going to add wheat over this section. You see how I have some light areas and dark areas? That's the great thing about this, because when you remove this layer, look how neat that is. Doesn't that look so wonderful in 3D? I just love it. I'm actually going to create one more of these panels for my background. Now we're going to take the Love City die. Okay, I'm going to die cut out this background with white cardstock, and then this one I'm going to die cut out my favorite two. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine and cut out some white here, and I'll be right back. Now I'm just going to take these pieces, add a little glue, and I'm going to layer them right over the background. Basically, we're just putting them back in their home. Okay, I'll do the same thing with this one. Now we have lots left over, so we could save this for another card project, or if you want to mass produce, you could do the same thing with this entire sheet here. But these are going to be my focal image. What we're going to do is pop it up with some foam tape, just one piece, and that's all there is to that. Let's go ahead and move along to step number 2 and create our home panel. Our home panel today is going to be using some of our tag dies. I'm using the middle tag that's layerable. The scallop portion I'll put on white cardstock. The outer portion we'll use with VELLUM. And then there's 2 tag toppers. I'm going to use the rectangle. And I will cut out a rectangle tag topper. And I will be right back. We're going to layer the scallop tag right over the VELLUM. And then I'm going to take our tag top piece. And I'm going to add that right down the center here. While I'm at it, I'm going to bring in some twine. The one that I'm using is from Doodle. It's called Doodle Twine. It's lily white. I chose this one because it's real soft and it's thicker. So I'm just going to thread it through here and tie a bow. And that's all I'm doing for my home panel. I'm going to put this with my focal image. Let's move along to step number 3 and create our sentiment. For our sentiment, we're using, again, a brand new stamp set called Groovy Wishes. And since the release is called Heart to Heart, I thought Love Ya would go perfect. We're just going to take Love You, Love Ya, and we're going to add this to some white cardstock. And I'm going to go bold and stamp with black ink. So I'm going to bring in my VersaFine Clair, and we're just going to stamp this right over the top here. I mean, this is pretty bold. Lovely. And then we're going to take the Groovy Wishes die set. I think it's on the bottom here. Maybe I could just take it out. And then I'm going to die cut out my greeting. Now this is kind of hindsight, and this would be definitely part of step number 1. But I'm going to take those flowers here. I'm going to take these groovy flowers, since I think it's going to go really good with the sentiment. And so what we're going to do is just ink this up with the same VersaFine Clair. And I'm going to stamp some flowers here. There we go. And then maybe some flowers here. There we go. Okay, and then I'll take the coordinating die once more, and I'm going to cut out 2 more sets. I'm going to layer the heart on these. Okay, I may use them, I may not. We'll see. Okay, but at least I have them, okay? So, greeting is done. We're going to move along to step number 4 and create our background. For my background, I used the Love City stencil once more, and I just created another background with the same colors that we used for our focal image, okay? We're going to trim this down. So our panel measures card front size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Let's go ahead and adhere this to the front of our card base. Now we're going to add our home panel. Let's go right in the middle with this one. Okay, now we're going to pop up our greeting, and we'll add this. Now again, I'm not sure if I want to use the hearts or not. We'll see. But let's go ahead and layer both of our hearts. We're going to put that right above our greeting. And what do you think? We can add maybe one of them. I think I'm just going to add one. Okay, so we know what we're going to do with this one. Let's put it on the inside of our card. There we go. Okay, now let's move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. I'm going to embellish my card today with some gems. We're going to use Simon Says Stamps Pawsitively Prism gems. And then we're just going to add some to the flower centers. I just put 3 in the center of the flowers. I think that's all we need today. And that finishes off my card today. I hope you can join us for the blog hop. It's day 2. So head on over to Simon Says Stamp and get inspired with a brand new release called Heart to Heart. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.